What is going on out there, peeps? All right, so look, I'm gonna try to go back to a couple of shows. I'm trying to do this regularly because there's a lot of questions, there's a lot of comments. I want to make sure to address them because it's not as easy as you think. So again, I will go back and do like I do for the NESARA and the GESARA. I would do for the silver and gold videos as well. Okay, so let's kind of get into these, and so I can get them. It says, okay. What makes expert advice any different from yours? A piece of paper that says they are an expert. You do a ton of research just as an expert would, right? Yeah, actually, Ryan, I do a lot. But there are people who are now. The funny thing is, I have a background in analytics, and although I can see the charts, but to me, when I see those types of charts, to me, it's just I pay attention to the history of them. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's actually a good point. I can analyze charts really good. And to me, when it comes to analyzing gold and silver charts, it seems really simplistic to me, but I always feel to myself like, well, there's a lot more to it. But what an expert is a person who is licensed and certified in talking about investments. That's what it is. So you're right, they do have the paper. Where me, I'm just one of you guys, but you know, I have just I look into things a little bit more, and I just share my opinion with you. Just my thought, Pimpy, with your experience, I'd say after enough time, you can be seen as an expert. Well, it's what we call a person who is a well, like when I was teaching in college, they used to call me professor, and it drove me crazy because I never looked at myself as a college professor. And then my friend said, "Calm down, Sparky. A professor is a person who professes as being an expert in a field without their certifications." And I was like, "Oh, well, crap, I'm a professor." All right, so, oh, I'm sure Pimpy is doing just fine on his investments. Yeah, actually, I'm doing decent. I'm doing decent. I told you guys, I don't know if you know my backstory. Actually, I think I'm going to do a video called About Pimpy because people have been asking a lot of the same questions, and I'll go ahead and answer them. But I've been rich, I've been poor, I've been rich, I've been homeless. And, when I was younger, I was cockier, and I thought it was really easy to get back to money, but little by little, I'm doing fine. I'm doing just fine. So, scored 4 1-ounce silver egos for 26 each. Yeah, that's about where the premiums are. They can't replace them at this price. Paid 21 to a jeweler who thought he knew spot that day on Monday. Yeah, see, sometimes, whatever I say, I picked up 1-ounce gold maple bar for 15 bucks. Lady thought it was 50 Canadian money. Beautiful minty coins. So you guys are hitting on 2 great points. And that is, don't be shy to run around to like swap meets, flea markets, pawn shops, them kind of things, yard sales. You'll be surprised what kind of great deals you can get there. A lot of people just want the face value and don't care. A friend of mine scored one of these biggest jars I've ever seen, like a jumbo jar of mayonnaise, all full of silver coins. And the guy said, "Look, there's got to be about $300 in it." He goes, "There's silver coins." He goes, "Just give me the 300, you can have it." Well, the coin value alone was closer to 400, but that didn't even take in consideration the actual silver value. So see, sometimes people don't care. They just want to get rid of the coins. They don't want to haggle. They just know what they want from them. And you could score great deals that way. Okay? Anyone remember Ben Bernake's face when Ron Paul held up a silver coin? It was like holy water on a demon. Yeah. The funny thing is I remember the back and forth because on several times when Bernake was in there with Ron Paul, because Ron Paul was trying to get him to admit that gold and silver was the only currency. Bernake said, "No, it's just an asset," which he was lying. That's the job, is to protect the Federal Reserve and make sure that you know that their currency is money and gold and silver isn't. As we all know, that's BS. Believe it or not, there's only one official thing, not one. Gold and silver are the 2 items that are legally considered currency, believe it or not. Okay? I've been waiting for the pullback to buy more silver and gold. Maybe I'll stop waiting to go buy some. It keeps going up. Yeah, that's what I tell people. Look, that doesn't mean we're not going to see it pull back a little bit. But there's just too many things happening, too many things going on. That even if it did pull back, it wouldn't be very much. They might try to do something to knock it back. They've done it before. all right, just so you're aware of. But if you're waiting for that and you miss out on an opportunity, it could haunt you. In other words, if you could buy it right now for like $26, $27 an ounce, how if you could buy it for $30 an ounce, then you go ahead and you buy it. Even if it does go down, it doesn't matter, okay? But the truth of the matter is, once it jumps up and it starts getting around 50, 60 bucks, you're going to be like, damn, I could have got twice as much, 3 times as much had I done it when I first originally wanted to. So don't be one of those people. The point is, it doesn't make a difference if it goes down or the fact that it's going up right now. All we know is there's something big coming, and gold and silver is going to be a big part of that, okay? Okay, I well shaft. I bought 80 ounces. Is that cuffed? Shuffed? 80 ounces is actually a pretty good little chunk. Not bad at all. Not bad for a good stack. You know what I mean? Get it up there, though. You want to get up a little bit more. Question for you, Pimpy. If you are going back to the gold standard, then will we be able to walk into any bank and exchange our silver or gold for whatever currency is on offer? That's a good question. The gold standard, the way it used to be, you were able to go and exchange gold for currency. But, I mean, there's a zillion other offers. There's going to be people willing to do it. You might be able to use, depending on how much you got, your gold and silver as actual currency. So, in other words, if you have enough gold to buy a car or you have enough gold to buy a house, a lot of these people might do that. Your local coin shops, they'll cut a check for you real quick. I mean, people are worried about whether they're going to be able to sell it. That's not going to be a problem. That's really not going to be a problem, especially if gold and silver jumps up really high. A lot of these rich people are going to be looking for it, and it's going to be pretty scarce, I think. All right. $half Kennedys and $1 Eisenhowers. Oh, yeah, half Kennedy dollars and $1 Ike dollars. That's what you're talking about. Circulated coins are 40% silver from 1965 to 1970. Well, that's the Kennedy dollars. Coins from 1964 or earlier, 90%. The Ike dollars, though, for those of you who don't know what Ike dollars is, I'm going to show you something real quick. If you go over here to what's called PCGS, see this? And I'll leave the link for them. In here, you can learn all kinds of things about coins. But keep in mind, these are collector's coins. Okay? There's a lot of stuff to this that you might not understand. But if you want to learn about the particular coin, you would scroll down like here. So we're talking about the Ike dollars. So see where it says dollars? And we're looking for, see where it says Ike dollars? So you click it. And see right here it says clad. Clad is not silver. See where it says type 2 silver. So from 1971 to 1974, type 2 Ike dollars were silver. They were 40% silver. All right? So these big old coins, back when I was younger, my mom used to take us to Vegas. No, we weren't allowed to play, but... But what would happen is these used to come out of machines. And my understanding is from Dr. Ron is now Circus is allowed, people are using silver dollars all over again. So that should be a big hint for you guys. All right. So silver dollars, if you're in Vegas and you think you got some money to spend, you're like, man, Pimpy, I want to buy silver, but I really want to go to Vegas. Maybe you should go over and use the real silver dollar slot machines. You might get lucky and win like 10, 20,000 of them. Good Lord. But anyways, 1971 to 1974, you can see right here, it says silver type 2. So the years 71 through 74, these you turn sideways and you can look at them to see if you have the silver. There'll be no copper in there, okay? Been sitting on my silver egg nest for 8 years. Been loading up the past few months. This is exciting. Yes, it is exciting, to be quite honest with you. Now, I'm a collector, so it doesn't matter to me. The silver value is exciting, but I'm a collector anyways. So I'm a numismatic collector. So the coins I buy have numismatic value to them. So, I mean, either way, I'm going to sit on them. So, for you people who are looking at gold and silver as an investment, it's a good way to protect your wealth. So if time goes by and you really need the money, you can always easily sell them. Okay? But it's a good investment to hold. So yeah, I own outright, but I can still be kicked out over property taxes. Those never stop, and they will kick you out, unfortunately. So somebody asked me if NESARA GESARA was going to be the end of property taxes, which totally makes sense to me. And let me tell you why. Think about who is the president. I don't imagine that we could not have had a better president in office if we ever wanted anybody in there to end property tax, if you get my drift. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, the property is your property. You buy it, you own it outright. We should not be paying property tax. You got me going on this. 52 ounces of silver, 6 grams of gold, 4 grams of platinum. Thanks, brother. Nice little pickup right there. You keep on going, and you're very welcome, and thanks for being part of this. But yeah, that's a nice grab right there, man. Nice pickup. Deborah, my exit strategy is when the price of one monster box of 500 silver is equal to one medium U.S. house. Then I sell the silver and buy the home and rent it out for income. Well, Deborah, here's the kicker. By the time your gold or your silver starts getting up to, guess what's going to happen to the prices of house? When silver goes up, there is a great indication that the price of houses are going to go down. If you have 500 ounces, I have a feeling you're going to be able to own more than one of those houses. There's a good chance you can own 2 or 3 of those houses that you can rent out, and that's a smart move. For those people, when the time comes and we hit a certain level and you got a lot of money, just make sure that, because I really feel, and there's a lot of other experts, that the value of houses are going to drop significantly. So, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen. It's just pure speculation. So, you could be looking at 40, 60% drop in the value of houses because right now they're in a huge bubble once again. So, in other words, if you saw this nice $60 million home that you like, and if the time is right, if you wait patiently, there's a good chance it could drop down to 500,000. See what I'm saying? Exciting. This is amazing. My first silver purchase was July the 3rd. Been buying like crazy since. Bars and lots of bars. Yeah, it is exciting, man. What I get a kick out of is, guys, we get it. We get the silver. They're cool to look at. But women, they look at coins like accessories, like jewelry accessories. They love all the different designs. And that's the one thing I've learned over my experience in talking to women about silver. Oh, good Lord, man. They love all the different pictures on there. And to them, it's like collecting jewelry. But it is exciting to talk to them about it. And then what happens is it becomes addicting. Then I'm like, damn, you're right. That Fiji coin does look good. Or dang it, you're right. That one coin does. I need to go get one. Because as a numismatic collector, I see coins the same way you do. Not saying that men don't. I'm just saying women most likely do. I keep finding the silver. I had a bunch laying around. Just laying around, did you? Pounds of old 1980 solid silver. Well, how the hell do you find pounds of 1980s old silver? Well, hold on. As a coin collector, that grabs my attention right away. I would love to find pounds of 1800s solid silver, man. Heck yeah. That I would be tickled to death. Excuse me. As a coin collector, I look for coins that old. Nice. Wherever you live, I obviously got to move there. Thanks for the talk, Pimpy. I try to talk silver to people in my circle, and all I get back is Candy Crush, Transformers 17, triple double burgers, and touchdown. I was one of them, but good to know that some people are going to enrich themselves, be it 5 ounces or 500. There's fizz purchase helps us all. Well, here's the funny thing. Now, when I was growing up, I was a collector of like comic books and sports cards. But all I do is buy one comic book that I collected and another one that I would try to read. And so I would preserve all my comic books. I literally have a ton of comic books that I bought all through the 80s growing up. I still have my Michael Jordan original jump shoes still in great condition. I still have my shoes from 1984. And they still look brand new. I'm one of them kind of people. I have about 9 million sports cards during the junk eras. But actually mine stretch out all the way through 1960s to the end of the 1990s. And I got about 9 million of those bad boys. All right. So yeah, and guess what? They are in mint state condition. I would open up the pack, look at them one time, and put them in a storage box, and never looked at them again. Now my uncle has been holding on to them for me since 1997, 98. And I haven't seen him since then. So I'm going to pick him up here probably sometime this weekend. So you can only imagine this could be like Christmas to me all over again. Now I do have an autographed Mickey Mantle jersey and a game used rookie jersey of Jason Kidd, stuff like that. I also have a Joe DiMaggio and Pee Wee Reese jersey autograph. Well done, Pimpy. Thank you, Rock. I surely do appreciate it. Pimpy, what will happen to our money should we go to the gold standard? Please help. So here is my thinking on this because it makes sense. So when the new dollars come out, they're going to exist side by side with your old dollars. They're going to be equal in value, which is a good thing. But what's going to happen is they're going to tell you have to go into the bank, swap out your old currency for the new currency. This is good. That's what I think is going to happen. The difference is your old fiat currency is crap. It won't have any value. It might have collector's value if you have them in mint state condition. Maybe you grab a couple of each of the dollars and store them in some containers so that they don't get touched, wrinkled, or anything, because those dollars are going to be just collectibles after that. Silver Trader is fab, very personal, professional. I use them a few. Okay, so Silver Trader. So you guys know people were asking me about different silver locations. Okay, so here we go. Silver Trader. This one here is for the UK. All right, you guys. So there will be a link for them in the UK. Somebody was asking me about Ireland. So Irish gold bullion. All right. I don't know about these stores, but I'm going to send these to you. I'll leave the link. So all my people over in Ireland, here you go. If you want to buy silver, I don't know this is a 500 gram silver bar. So I don't know what that converts into. 100 gram. It looks like some pretty good deals, to be quite honest with you. So I will leave the link for it. So this here's Ireland. Here is the UK. Here's Canada. Canadian bullion, okay? So we will get to that, okay? All right. Hope that helps. If I buy silver, where can I sell them once I want to? Yeah. You shouldn't have no problem with it whatsoever. Even moderately informed investors can get burned by events like the COVID incident. Yep, that's true. Crash in the markets. So if you do stocks, or you can use a stop loss to minimize the drops. Yeah, so that's it. I would say that's probably somebody who needs a little bit of experience, because you can do the same thing with cryptocurrencies if you're on something like Coinbase Pro. In other words, what he's talking about is you can set up your system to monitor your stocks or your cryptocurrencies, that if they hit a certain low point, buy more. If they go up and they hit a certain value, sell however many you want to sell. It's pretty much the same thing. Yeah, absolutely. And that kind of knowledge keeps you from losing your ass. So, you know what I mean? Taj, great job, Pimpy. We are blessed to have you. No, I am blessed to have you. Trust me when I say that. Question, have you thought about doing more shows on what to do with our newfound wealth? I know this is a new territory. The future is very bright, and I don't doubt that. There are many changes ahead of us. Maybe some info on opportunity zones. Yeah, actually, I did do something on opportunity zones. But Taj, I agree. I brought up opportunity zones to teach people, just in case capital gains tax don't go away, how to avoid paying them. But yeah, let me think of some different suggestions and put one together. I like that idea. Thank you, Taj. I'm all in with AG. Dollar goes bye-bye, bye-bye silver. Yes, no, not like bye-bye silver. See, bye-bye, like the play on words. Bye-bye on silver. AG is silver, by the way. Or, is that right? AU is gold, AG silver. Anyways. Oh my God. I pre-apologize for not understanding this more. You don't have to apologize. That's what we're here for. But I thought the idea was to invest in silver now, so that when we go to the gold standard and the value goes up, the anticipation, the value is what's on the USD clock. which is close to now $4,000. Yes, this is when we want to sell. Do I totally misunderstand? No, but I will say this. What you see on the debt clock is what is projected to be the real value of gold and silver. Going back to the gold standard, if they do acid backs, that's a realistic value of the gold and silver. But don't but anticipate that they might do it in increments. You know what I mean? Like they might do what's called a currency reset or a gold silver reset and bring it up to one level to see what happens before they do a total reset. Okay, a partial reset is realistic. Okay. Pimpy, you're amazing. From Romania, thank you. Well, thank you. I surely do appreciate it. I didn't even realize anybody watching me from Romania. That's awfully cool. Somebody I heard talk about me in the UK. Somebody said, "Dude, I'm in the UK right now, and they're talking about you." I was like, "That's cool." I mean, I actually have a pretty wide demographics for such a small channel, man. So yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Tell everybody there I said hi. Can someone please tell me the best place to turn my silver in once it values goes up? Also, best places to turn foreign currencies. Thank you for your advice. So foreign currencies, as long as there's no restrictions on them, you should be able to turn them into your bank. Well, it depends on your bank, but have it like one of the big banks, Wells Fargo, Chase Bank, JP Morgan, one of those kinds of banks. But other banks might take it too, so just ask them in advance. So find out who your bank is and just say, if I bought foreign currency and I needed to exchange it, can I buy it and exchange it here? If they say what kind of currency, just say any kind. Don't tell them anything specifically because Iraq has restrictions on it, and they'll say no, they don't do Iraqi dinar. Okay, so just hang tight, and once the restrictions are off, then consider that. As far as gold and silver is concerned, it's going to be much easier than you think to part with. There's going to be plenty of people out there that want it. I mean, I went on Facebook and sold mine of all damn things. Okay, I really got rid of it. 400 ounces. I got rid of it in 15 minutes, and one person bought it all. I told that story before. Who's they that are going to are going to try and have silver take a dive? You don't think they can? So that who they? Okay, Sheila. Okay, I see what you're saying. Is it Shelly? Shelly, I know what you. So they are what we call the bankers or the elites. These are really filthy rich people who are really great at manipulating the market. And so what they do is they can manipulate the markets up and down as well as the prices of gold and silver. So they know that people who are newbies, people who are speculators, they know that they can cause them to panic. So if you bought silver, let's say at $20 and then it dropped down to 10, most people panic and they run and they sell it. That's terrible. Don't do that. Right? And they laugh at it and they turn around to pick it up at $10 an ounce, then turn around and have it climb back up. That's what you don't want to see happen. That's why we say buy on the dip. Don't invest emotionally. Don't panic. All right, Tony. Pimpy, I'm sure I'm one of the many who have gratefully taken your advice. In my case, a complete newbie regarding investments. My question is, when it comes time, will you advise us when to sell our silver and gold? I'm frightened on hanging on too long or missing the opportunity to sell. So, yeah, absolutely, you guys. I will let you know when, for me, I'll say, you know what? I'm thinking about parting with blah, 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 my gold and silver. You know what I mean? It's up to you what you want to do, but I'll give you my opinion why. I can't tell you guys when to do it or why to do it. It's up to you. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. What we think is going to happen to gold and silver, it is going to take a huge jump. You might get a slight retraction, but it's still going to keep its value. I don't think you're ever going to see gold and silver this cheap ever again. So you'll know, but I will absolutely let people know when we're watching it. What if Pimpy Holddown was from February to April and we are the exposure part? I think what you're trying to say is I'm holding on February through April and then having all you guys go by. And are you trying to say I'm the cause of the explosion in price? Well, Carl, I tell you what, I really am flattered that you think I have that much influence over the entire market. And just so that's, I mean, I'm joking about it, but there are people out there that do that. I don't have. First of all, one, I'm not that kind of person, Believe it or not, I'm actually just like I sound. I am this nice all the time, all the time. And so I couldn't stand the guilt of messing with people's lives that way. I really couldn't. And nor do I have the power nor that type of influence to do it. All right. I think that's what you're saying. What a Pimpy Holddown was from February to April, and we are the Explosion Report. Yeah, I mean, again, why not ask those questions? I don't have a problem with it. It's a good point. That's everything should always be on your mind that way. I have a friend. He's an old man. Unfortunately, he's dying of cancer, but he's ex-CIA. Me and him used to have a lot of conversations. He used to tell me a lot of stories. But he also told me, don't ever believe everything I say. You know, I was like, well, what the hell? You know, he's like, no, you don't get it. Learn to listen to the information. All right, and from there, if you do your own research, or just take everything with a grain of salt. That's why it's important that I leave the articles for you guys to read. This way, then you can see for yourself. See? If your land is still registered as a description, such as a parcel 3, lot 1, sub South Bend, only an example. Gotcha. That's a pretty good example. Then you don't own it. And in fact, can come take it away. And even if you paid it off. Why? Because you didn't properly record your METs, is that right? METs and bonds on the land records. The government owns your land until you fix your records, and they are merely renting it to you under the guise of property tax. So that's a good point. You know what? Maybe I should pick at the brains of some experts about how we go about doing exactly what you're talking about. So I hope what you're saying is there is a way to properly file certain records to where people don't have to pay property tax or that they own the property outright. Good dang point. I found Kitco does business in Canada. Just reading about it. Reliability. Thanks for the tip. Yeah, Kitco, look, you should have. So here's what I want to say is you go out and you find people that have the information. See, certain people people have a way of digesting what they hear from other people differently. So you go out and you find the 1, 2, 3, or however many resources that you can relate to, that you can understand. You know what I mean? That help you digest the information. There are some people out there that talk way too fancy. It's way beyond people's heads, and most people can't understand them. Then you have people like the great Lynette Zhang. I love her to death. She has a way of explaining things to you like you're a second grader without it sounding like she's insulting you. And I do learn a lot from her. So yeah, that's what you want to do. Go out and find different resources. You know what I mean? To help you understand. The PMS were gut punched in precious metals, or gut punched in 2011. Yep. They fell massively from their all-time highs. For nearly 10 years, precious metals have been tremendously undervalued. Until the future markets are gotten rid of, nothing will change. So yeah, this is a good point. This did happen. So 2008, 2009, 2010, precious metals did take a nice little jump in the air. And then what happened was the markets were manipulated and they held the values down. Now, a good way to know if they're going to do this again is probably more pay attention to the day on silver they stop. Somebody like JP Morgan's stops selling shorts. Then watch the market take the hell off. Okay? Because then you don't have to worry about it after that. Because if they're not selling or putting on selling shorts, then they don't have to manipulate the market. How do we get coins from the bank when there seems to be a coin shortage? They would be an interesting topic for you to cover. I have a hunch that they are confiscating the coins and hoping that they're going to reintroduce coinage as silver again when we go back to the going. Yeah, that could be possible, but it's probably more likely that, due to the coronavirus, the mints have been closed down. I did think about what you're saying, though. Like all the money being printed into the Federal Reserve, or what is it? Is that the Federal Reserve? Yeah, Treasury Federal Reserve is the new dollars, is what I was thinking. But just in case, it's only speculation. But just go into your bank. That's all you got to do. Just go in there and tell them you want to buy 50-cent pieces, because a lot of people need it for business purposes. They might have coin shortages, but you won't know till you ask. Give it a whirl. I just bought my first silver bars. Congratulations. And it said it was signed for, but I never received it. Well, that's not good. So you need to challenge it, all right? So I don't know who you bought them from, but reach out to them and say, look, I did not sign for this, and you need to get a copy. Though the person that shipped it to you will have a signed copy of the card. You need to show, they'll probably have to send them a copy of your license so they can see if the signature matches. But anyways, yeah, if you didn't sign for that, that's not good. Okay, but if it did show up to your house and somebody else signed for it, that's not good either. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely challenge it, especially if you didn't get the package, all right? You might find the name of the person who actually got the package, because most people will sign their own name, not your name. I just bought 3 medieval silver coins. Couldn't resist. Yeah, there are a lot of collectible coins out there that catch my attention. It's kind of hard not to. There's for me as a collector, it's hard. Question: if I buy a 1 gram gold bar for $70, what am I looking at if things shape up the way you say? I'm trying to see if I'm doing this right. Well, 1 gram at 70 bars. So let's see here. If we think about where. So 1 gram for 1 troy ounces has 31.1035 grams of silver. That's how you got to do it. So what we're anticipating is you got $10,000 for silver or gold, right? You're going to divide it by the 31.1035 equals. So your 1 gram might equal somewhere around $320, $21.50. Now that's speculating, and that's on the conservative side, a lot of people believe. So there's a good chance your gram has the opportunity to jump up around $320. Now again, that's just speculation, but there is a pretty good damn chance that might happen. Well, this looks long. I have to tell you, I'm very, very unhappy with freaking India. Isn't it a little late? I have said, and I will stay till I hear some creed otherwise. Iran must be subbed in for the. Oh, you want to swap out Iran with India with the BRICS nations? Yeah, you know, which is ironic because China and India have been literally on the border killing each other, which is very, very interesting. Russia, China, and Iran probably have literally between them the most gold in the entire world. Yeah, actually, that might be true. That's between them. But, you know, those guys, this is what happens when you play around with the den of snakes. You never know when one of the other snakes is going to bite you. Not that all this is good behind OP, and we're going down right. So, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Israel, your days are numbered. Get a muscle on your dog. So, I think right now we're seeing Israel is bombing the crap out of Iran. You guys might not know what's going on there. So there's a lot of internal sabotaging. There's a lot of people trying to overthrow the mullahs in Iran. Their nuclear facility was set back about 2-3 years. There's some bombings. They were bombed today, and they were blaming Israel, although Israel denies it. But I'm talking about Iran was hitting Syria. So the Iran places there. So yeah, I get what you're saying. And that might actually not be a bad idea. That India swap out with Iran, because India is more of an ally to the United States. If I did a 50-cent deal with other coins, like dimes or quarters, which ones have more value to them? So, I mean, no, it's not a stupid question. Obviously, the bigger the coin, the more silver. Okay? So, if you're doing the 50-cent pieces, that means they're bigger, you get more silver. But a combination, I think it is, of any $1.50 equals up to 1 cent. So in other words, if you had 3 50-cent pieces, that would be like at 90% silver. I think that's like an ounce. Or if you had like 6 quarters, anything like that is what you're looking at. So, right here you can see this 1946 to 1964 Roosevelt dime had on our 0.07234 troy ounces of silver. All right, that's a lot. It's a little bit. 1932 to 1964 Washington quarters, you had a 0.18084. See, this is much bigger. A quarter is than a dime. You have your Franklin half dollars. Look at it. We're twice as much as the quarters because they're twice as big. You got the Kennedy halves were the same as the Franklins, okay? So it just depends on the size of the coin. But you're more likely to find them in 50-cent pieces because those get overlooked a lot. All right. I'm not saying you can't find them in dimes and quarters because a lot of people have. But what I'm saying is from 1964 through 1970 are the most overlooked silver coins out there. It goes lower, I buy more. No panic selling here. Good. Good move. That means buy on the dip. Buy on the dip. I paid $50 an ounce for silver back when I was in Jalisco. Good lordy. I don't think it's going to take much to push you back to that. No, actually, I think you're not far. It's not going to be that much longer, to be quite honest with you, Eric. Now, 50 seems like a pretty good jump, but we have seen the price of silver do pretty decent, healthy climb. But I am expecting it to come back a little bit, but not for long. I'm with TX Iceman on Parlor. Pimpy, I may be following you already. I have signed up on Parlor. I don't know. I think you have to do something to make it noticeable. I have to finish filling out my profile on there. I'll let everybody know in the video when I do and how to reach me if you guys are interested, okay? Pimpy, you can't get a coin from the bank unless you have an account. At least in my area. Lori, that's actually true in most areas. There's these weird types of rules that the banks put out. I thought it was just in California, but most banks won't sell you coins unless you have an account there, but it doesn't hurt to ask anyways. One of the places you might want to ask is like go to the casino. You know, if you got one of these Indian casinos or casino around you, just go in there and swap them out. Another thing is to change machines. If you want to do quarters, sometimes when I'm at my local pizza place, I'll throw in like $60 worth of quarters and then go through them real quick and then exchange it back for $60. You know what I mean? It just kills time. But yeah, most likely you have to have an account or ask your local grocery store. Mine's pretty cool where I live locally. They'll sell me pretty much any coins that I want. So yeah, you got to shop around a little bit sometimes. Go into a laundromat. You can take your dollar bills in there and get a ton of quarters. All right? Just a suggestion. Where should I go in Canada to get silver? I think this is the one. No, that's Ireland. This here is the UK. So Canadian bullion. I will leave a link. All right. I'm sure there's other options, but you definitely could go here. Look at, they even have coins right here. Look at these. These are rounds. They have half rounds, and it doesn't look like they're out of stock too. So yeah. Oh yeah. There's the Australia koala bears. You guys have a pretty nice little freaking selection here, man. Look at these. There's a pretty big selection. This is a good place for you, man. So look at monster boxes. Yeah, take them. Look at the koalas. I love the koalas. They're so cute. I shouldn't be looking at your website. Gosh dang it. See, then I gotta stay away from the numismatics for a little bit. But I'll leave that for you, Vicky. Just go ahead and give it a whirl over there, okay? Where should I? Okay, Vicky. I guess you didn't hear me the first time. No, just kidding. My son has bought 300 ounces of silver. Well, I wish you would have put how old your kid was. That's a pretty good grab right there. Is that his first grab, or did he have some already? Either way, that's a pretty good pickup, man. 300 ounces, not bad at all. I got 1,000 grams of silver, 500 gram and 500 gram bars. Nice, nice. Spread it out like that. That's really good for fractional in case you have to do some kind of bartering with them. I just bought 320 ounces. You guys are going for the gusto, man. That's a pretty good pickups. Good lordy. Does Money Metal Exchange ship to Canada? They do. They absolutely do. Just make sure you talk to them because there's some kind of special shipping deal. You know, it might cost you a little more in shipping than just buying from the website that I was just showing you. But at least look into it. Go to their website and give them a call and ask them. I remember they told me about it, but I think that it's kind of a little bit of a pain in the boo-boo. But I don't know. They are the professionals, and they will know. Singapore has gold-silver exchange, and you could buy from them. But I'm sure if they send abroad, but they have the largest vault. Yeah, you know, Singapore is really good, and so does Dubai. So there might be a gold and silver exchange anywhere. All you have to do is wherever you live. Let's say you live in Colorado, just put in their gold and silver exchange, and you'll find your local exchanges. That's what you should already be doing advanced. So my suggestion to you people who are saying, what should I do? You should already be asking. Already been figuring out, mapping out where you need to go to do your exchanges for your gold and silver. All right? Call around and ask. Gold, silver exchange places. Your local bank, maybe. You know what I mean? Jewelry places. There are gold, and San Francisco has a pretty large one. I know that. They have a really large gold and silver exchange, by the way. Are 50-cent pieces the only coins you could do this with? No, Mo. Actually, no. I was just showing right here. You can see here, you can find them in these years here. So when you get to this part of the video, you can just do like a little screenshot. And these are the years that you're looking for these particular coins. Those have silver in them. Okay. So I was talking about the manipulation of the courts. Look at this. JP Morgan just got busted. They've been busted several times, but it looks a lot more severe this time. As a matter of fact, the DOJ is calling them a criminal syndicate. So I'm expecting hopefully some big charge here. Look at pleated, manipulating metals. So they've been busted several times. Eventually, what I hope to see is they were forced to sell a big chunk of their silver, but all they did is found a loophole, and they did it in a roundabout way. They went ahead and sold it, and they picked it up. So the silver really never left their ownership, is what it is. So that's, if we're going to punish them, we got to do it the right way. They just know that the common public won't pick up on it. But I read about that, so they said they parted with it, but then they turned around and bought it back for nothing. Pimpy, I'm sure learned a lot from you, and much better than looking much better than looking at any investment brochure or 4-color process. Yeah, this is getting exciting. I've mentioned to some to invest in silver, and they just smirk. Of course they do. They're one of my plans of watching them look on their face, and maybe can hand them a coin or two. Yeah, there's something about them coins. They're really beautiful coins. They are attractive. Look, there's people in my own family that I try to tell them, they just don't listen. But make no doubt about it, when the day comes, you definitely don't want them to know how much money you actually have. Because those same people will come walking around with their hand out when you told them long ago they should have jumped aboard this bandwagon. Can a person be taxed on a leap in value of gold and silver? No, because, see, now, that's a good question, because by law, it's technically an exchange of currency, one currency for another. So there is no taxes on it, all right? And I know somebody say, no, there is, no, there isn't, there's capital gains. No, actually, technically, by law, our Constitution says a swap of or fiat currency for gold and silver is exchanged straight across from one type of currency for another. There is no taxes on it. All right, you guys, that's it for now. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button. Please share with other people so we can get them aboard. And you guys know, if you want to buy more gold and silver, head on over to Money Metals Exchange. I'll leave a link in the description. If you buy $100 or more, go to the promotional code and put in there Pimpy, and you get a free ½ ounce of silver. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I surely do appreciate it. I'll catch you later.